भगवती नैष्टिकी। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 16, how Parikshit received the age of Kali. So you have to start from text 4. Okay. Can anyone start reading this verse, Mataji? 16.4.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Pranam. From Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shloka 1.16.4. Nijagrahau jasa veeraha kalim digvijayet kvachit nripalinga shudram grihnantam go mitunam pada. Translation by Divine Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Once when Maharaja Parikshit was on his way to conquer the world, he saw the master of Kali Yuga, who was lower than a Shudra, disguised as a king and hurting the legs of a cow and bull. The king at once caught hold of him to deal sufficient punishment. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Can anyone continue with the purport, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Bhargavi Mataji is raising her hands.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Bhagavad
Hare
Pranams.
Krishna. Pranams, Mataji.
Purport by Divine Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The purpose of a king's going out to conquer the world is not for self-aggrandizement. Maharaja Parikshit went out to conquer the world after his ascendance to the throne, but this was not for the purpose of aggression on other states. He was the emperor of the world, and all small states were already under his reign. His purpose in going out was to see how things were going on in terms of the godly state. The king, being the representative of the Lord, has to execute the will of the Lord duly. There is no question of self-aggrandizement. Thus, as soon as Maharaja Parikshit saw that a lower class man in the dress of a king was hurting the legs of a cow and a bull, at once he arrested and punished him. The king cannot tolerate insults to the most important animal, the cow, nor can he tolerate disrespect for the most important man, the Brahmana. Human civilization means to advance the cause of the Brahmanical culture and to maintain it. Cow protection is essential. There is a miracle in milk, for it contains all the necessary vitamins to sustain human psychological conditions for higher achievements. Brahmanical culture can advance only when man is educated to develop the quality of goodness, and for this, there is a primary necessity of the food prepared with milk, fruits, and grains. Maharaja Parikshit was astonished to see that a black Shudra, dressed like a ruler, was mistreating a cow, the most important animal in human society. The age of Kali means mismanagement and quarrel. And the root cause of all mismanagement and quarrel is that worthless men with the modes of lower class men who have no higher ambition in life come to the helm of the state management. Such men at the post of a king are sure to first hurt the cow and the Brahminical culture, thereby pushing all society towards hell. Maharaja Parikshit, trained as he was, got the scent of this root cause of all quarrel in the world. Thus, he wanted to stop it in the very beginning. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here the scene is Parikshit Maharaj is roaming around the universe like his ruling pot, and he wants to check the society's condition. And it is the duty and responsibility of a king to take care of all the citizens equally. So all the citizens in the means it's not only human being, all living beings should be taken care of. That is mentioned in the Vedas. It is actually mentioned in the Vedas that the king, as a Kshatriya, he has to take care of all the living beings. So here, especially the Vedas recommending two important things as an administrator. These two important factors should be well taken care of by a administrator. So the main first one is cow, and the other one is the Brahmanical culture. So why the cow is important out of all the animals? Because the cow's products, we all know, the cow's milk is actually very precious. It refreshes or rejuvenate our brain tissues. So we actually born with ignorance in where the Shastras. That's why in the beginning we are saying that oh Majnana Timirandasya. So we born with ignorance. In order to come out of this stage, we should actually elevate ourselves to at least Sattvic Guna. So then only we can go to the higher level of Suddha Sattva. So it is important to purify ourselves. We have to come out from this ignorance. So taking these recommended nutritious products, as mentioned in the Vedas, it will help us to actually elevate ourselves. Whatever we are eating, that we are. If we are eating Krishna Prasadam and the Sattvic food, automatically our modes will, the connection with our modes actually makes our action. So if we are actually connecting ourselves with the mode of goodness, then automatically our actions will be in the platform of Sattvic mode of goodness. So milk actually plays an important role. Okay, milk, fruits and grains, here it is mentioned. So these are actually by nature Sattvic product, and we can actually offer these items to the Lord also. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord mentions that whatever we are offering to the Lord, it will purify our consciousness, and it will help us to actually advance in the higher level also. So these milk products, this milk is very important. It purifies our brain tissues. And not only milk, even the other product, cow urine. Usually we will actually consider the urine, and if we touch these urine or stool or these wastages, then we have to immediately take bath. That is recommended in the Shastras. But again, that cow product is totally different. So that is a special actually value is given to this cow product. Cow urine is very powerful, and similarly cow stool is also we are using for a lot of even medicinal purpose also. So in all the way, the cow is very much helpful and useful to us. So and cow is also one of our mother. Out of 7 mothers, the cow is also one of our mother. So it is our duty to take care of our mother. So in all the way, the cow should be taken care of. That is main thing. If the administrator is taking care of these two things, the cow, the first one is cow. So, but unfortunately, in our present situation, the administrators are allowing lot of slaughterhouses to kill the cows. And that is the pitiable situation. So if these things are going on against the Vedas, then automatically the adharma will be more. So it actually shows that the Kali already entered. So here, Parikshit Maharaj noticed that the Kali, who dressed up as a king, but he is actually lower than the Shudras. His behavior is this quality or character is lower than the Sudra, but he dressed up as a king. So it shows the presence of Kali. So now we are experiencing. In those days, they just saw one man and Parikshit wants to punish him immediately. But nowadays, we can't actually punish our administrator because the so-called rulers and the higher officials, they are doing all this nonsense. They are allowing all these unwanted stuffs. Nobody is actually giving importance to the Vedic principle. So unfortunately, we are in that situation. But even though in this Kali Yuga, one benefit is given. What is that? We have a great boon.
Nama
Yeah.
Sankirtan.
Kale dosa nide rajan astihi eke mahan kodaka. So that benefit is given. So those who are actually associating with the devotees, those who are chanting the holy name of the Lord, Even though we are in the lowest situation, we are actually getting benefited. We are actually Bhagyavan, fortunate. And the second one is Brahmanical culture. Again, we are experiencing the same thing. The Brahmins, the Brahmanical culture is totally collapsed. Anyway, everyone is actually born as Shudras in this Kali Yuga, but at least by associating with the Shastras and us following the Vedic culture, we will get the opportunity to progress ourselves. But even the administrators, they don't have any knowledge about these Vedic principles. They are totally diminishing the Vedic principle, and they are not giving importance to the Brahmins and the Brahmanical culture. So again, it shows that we are in the lowest stage, means adharma is actually booming up, and we are losing dharma. Our atmosphere is totally in the polluted condition. So the only solution to come over this condition is Harinama, Nama Sankirtana. And one more actually example is given why we have to give importance to this cow protection. So when Parikshit Maharaj is asking Sukadeva Goswami, he asked that why Krishna has taken this actually out of all the living beings. The human being is considered as the higher consciousness, is the highest level, and the lowest level is the aquatics, means the animals and living beings in the water. So the aquatics are considered as the lower category. So Krishna has taken two forms in the water body, no? So what is the first one? Matsya avatar. Okay.
Matsya.
So yeah. So when actually Parikshit Maharaj is asking about why he has taken Matsya avatar, so Sukadeva Goswami is actually he told various reasons, means 7 reasons. He stated 7 reasons why he has taken. It is coming in the later stage of Srimad Bhagavatam. In that, the first reason he stated is in order to protect the cows. The second reason is in order to protect the Brahmins, the sages, saintly people, sadhus, then in order to protect the Vedas. So he has, like that, he has actually given 7 reasons. So the first reason is in order to protect the cows. So protecting the cow is important, because with that protection only, with the help of the cow only, with that nutritious product only, we can actually come over from this ignorant state. So cow protection is important, and Brahmanical culture is important. So here, such men, the post of a king, are sure to first hurt the cow, means the Kali immediately attack the cow. Okay, once Kali is actually developing, means this is the symptom. It will immediately attack the cow, and it will immediately attack the Brahmanical culture also. So those people in that society, surely they will actually go to hell only, towards hell only. So immediately, so he wants to actually take out the root cause of this degradation. Parikshit Maharaj wants to demolish the degradation situation. So that's why he wants to punish Kali Purusha. Okay. So we'll move on to the next
Hare
verse.
Krishna Mataji, Kusumlata Mataji is raising her hands.
Yeah, she can read the verse, next verse, Mataji, and the translation as well.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams.
Pranams, Mataji.
Text 5, Shaunak Uvacha. Kasya hetur nijgrah kalim digvijay nripa nridev chinna drik shudra ko saugamam yeh padahana tat kathyatamam mahabhaga yadi Krishna kathashrayam. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Could you read the translation as well, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shaunak Rishi inquired, why did Maharaj Parikshit simply punish him, since he was the lowest of the Shudras, having dressed as a king and having struck a cow on the leg? Please describe all these incidents if they relate to the topics of Lord Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Divya Desai Mataji is raising her hands.
Yeah. Yeah, Madhji, please read the purport. Divya Mataji.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Saunaka and the rishis were astonished to hear that the pious Maharaja Parikshit simply punished the culprits and did not kill him. That this suggests that a pious king like Maharaja Parikshit should have at once killed an offender who wanted to cheat the public by dressing like a king and at the same time daring to insult the purest of the animals, a cow. The rishis in those days, however, um, could not even imagine that in the advanced days of the Kali, the lowest of the Sudras will be elected as administrator and will open organized slaughterhouses for killing cows. Anyway, although hearing about a Sudraka, who was a cheat and insulter of a cow, was not very interesting to the great rishis. They nevertheless wanted to hear about it to see if the event had any connection with Lord Krishna. They were simply interested in the topics of Lord Krishna, for anything that is dovetailed with the narration of Krishna is worth hearing. There are many topics in the Bhagavatam about sociology, politics, economics, cultural affairs, etc. But all of them are in relation with Krishna and therefore all of them are worth hearing. Krishna is the purifying ingredient of in all matters, regardless of what they are. In the mundane world, everything is impure due to its being a product of the three mundane qualities. The purifying agent, however, is Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay. Okay. Here, three things are given. Naradeva, the king is glorified as Naradeva. So the devas are administrator. So the administrator and Nara, he is in the form of in the human being. So out of human beings, the head of the human being means the king is called Naradeva. So he should have the quality of devas, demigods. So in the Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that Yasyasti Bhakti Bhagavatta Kinchana Sarvair Gunesatra Samasade Suraha. Suraha means the demigods. So one who has devotion, one who leads devotional life, the administrator, one who leads a devotional life, then automatically he has all the good qualities within him as the demigods. So in those days, the administrators were like that. They are in the spiritual line. They always lead or act as an example of how they have to follow the Vedic principles. So they acted as an example to all the citizens. And all the citizens followed the administrator perfectly because he followed the instruction of the Brahman. The Brahmanical culture were well actually taken care of by the administrator. So that devotion should be needed. Here, Parikshit Maharaj is very famous because he born from the dynasty of Pandavas, and they all are great devotees of Lord Krishna. And he also, when he was in the womb of Uttara, that time itself, before his birth, he has seen the Lord. The Lord gave good protection to him. So because of that, he has actually come out to this material world. And whatever he is doing, that is also the real help for the whole society. Through him only we got this Srimad Bhagavatam. So there is no other words to actually glorify the Maharaja Parikshit as Naradeva. So he is such a highly elevated, great devotee king. So once he has actually noticed that person lower than the Sudra, he is attacking the cow. Why he didn't kill him immediately. That is his, that is their concern. Who? The saintly people, those who are assembled in the Naimisharanya, they're wondering, why didn't he kill him immediately? Because he is doing such a heinous act. Why he didn't actually attack, simply punish him? Why didn't he kill him? So from this statement, we understood that the culture was well maintained before the Kali Yuga starts. They have given that much importance to the cows and the Brahmins. So even by simply attacking the cow as a Shudra, they don't actually allow to do that act. Then what to speak of the present condition? The same administrator is actually allowing lot of slaughterhouses to do this heinous act. So this is the second point, like we should be well protected the cows. So that one actually, simply by associating with the cow, that itself gives a lot of benefits to that person. And that's why in those days they used to have goshala. Everybody's house, they have, they maintained few cows in their house, and they have taken the fresh milk and they utilized all its products in a nice way. And they used to actually do that, they means clean their house and clean their walls with cow dung and cow urine. Like that, they used all the cow products very well, and it is very hygienic also. It has lot of medical values. So in scientifically also it is good, and in Vedas also it is mentioned, it is recommended. So that is the second thing. And the first thing is Parikshit Maharaj is the Naradeva. He acted as a demigod, and he has such a good qualities within him. And the second thing is, in those days they have given lot of importance to the Vedic principles. So the sages, who actually assembled in the Naimisharanya, they are wondering how he actually simply punished only. Okay. And the next thing is their character is given here, like they want to hear only the topics related to Krishna, not other than any other topic. Okay, so even though they want to know about the relationship between Parikshit Maharaj activities, what had happened, how Kali entered and all, but still they are checking that whether this is related to Krishna. If it is related to Krishna, then if you can explain it to us, then it will be nice. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. So they don't want to hear any other subject matter. That is important. The topics should be related to Krishna. It shows that they all are pure devotees. So they don't want to hear any mundane topic. And related to this, there is a nice verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, third chapter, 20th verse. Better we can go to that verse if we have time. Yeah. So this is about pure devotional service.
Vile Batoru Krama Vikramanye.
Yeah, Mataji.
Shimbata Karnapute Narashya. Jiva Shakti Darduri Keva Shuta. Nachopa Gayati Urugaya Gataha.
Yeah, this is such a nice verse. One who has not listened to the message about the prowess and marvelous act of the personality of Godhead and has not sung or chanted loudly the worthy songs about the Lord is to be considered possess ear holes like the holes of the snakes. If you are not hearing the topics of the Lord, then these ear holes are considered as the holes of the snakes, and the tongue like the tongue of a frog. The frog also actually always make noise. But through his noise, what will he get?
He's attracting his death. I mean, snake.
Yeah.
In his...
Through his noise, he is actually attracting his death. Yeah. So there is no use. There is no benefit for it. Simply the danger will come. Similarly, if we are not using our tongue to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead, simply we are actually crediting danger. Okay, so this is such a nice verse. So this shows the importance of hearing and talking about the glories of Krishna. And another important verse. It is in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, Text 11. Canto 1, Narada's instruction in this text 11.
Yeah, we used to read as a memorizing sloka Mataji every day.
This one?
Tadvad janataga
Yeah.
viplava yasmin prati slokam abaddavatyapi namani anantasya yashon kitani yad shrinvanti gayanti grihnanti sadavaha.
Very nice. Could you read the translation as well?
Yeah. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. On the other hand, that literature which is full of descriptions of the transcendental glories of the name, fame, forms, pastimes, etc. of the unlimited Supreme Lord is a different creation, full of transcendental words directed towards bringing about a revolution in the impious lives of this world's misdirected civilization. Such transcendental literatures, even though imperfectly composed, are heard, sung, and accepted by purified men who are thoroughly honest.
So, what is given here? Even though the description is not have that much value, means imperfectly composed, or whatever the situation we are hearing, sung, if you are not actually properly pronouncing, it is accepted by the purified men who are thoroughly honest. If you are actually honestly, sincerely reciting these verses, glorifying the Lord, hearing about the topics of the Lord, so that transcendental subject matters are very much valuable. So what is important? That subject matter is important, the mood is important, and how we are using our senses is important. So these three things are important. So nowadays, you may all experience that when we are actually calling or talking about these classes, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam classes, when you are talking about the glories of the Lord, nobody will actually show interest. Nobody will give importance to this subject matter, unfortunately. So again, this is a symptom of Kali. So because of this Kali Yuga, they are giving importance to other material topics, mundane topics, not to the spiritual transcendental subject matter. But again, like a frog, we are simply calling our death by discussing about that mundane topic. So that is the result of our activities. Whatever we are doing, yat karoshi, yat dasnasi, yat jugoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurishva madarpanam. So this is recommended by the Lord himself. Whatever we are doing, we have to do that should actually develop our Krishna consciousness. So in order to develop our Krishna consciousness, our bhakti, that should be offered to the Lord. So we should actually do everything in relation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, yajnatat karmano anyatra loko ayam karma bandhanaka. If we are not actually doing our activity in relation to Krishna, loko ayam karma bandhanaka, it will actually bind us again into this material world. So the sages or saintly people, so there is no need to say that they are very intelligent. They are already in the elevated platform. So we have to check each and every of our action, whether this is actually anukulasya Krishna anusilanam, whether this is actually favorable to the service of the Lord, whether this thing will actually help us to elevate ourselves from the ignorant stage to the higher level. So we have to check it again and again before we are going to do. Okay, so we are in which sloka now? 6, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can anyone read this sloka?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
I will try Mataji.
Yeah, Prabhu.
One second, Mataji.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Atavasya padam bhoja Makarandaliham satam Timainirasagalapair Ayusho Yugasadvayaha. Am I right, Mataji?
Yeah, Prabhu, thank you. Could you read the translation also?
Okay. Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The devotees of the Lord are accustomed to licking up the honey available from the lotus feet of the Lord. What is the use of topics which simply waste one's valuable life? Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Okay.
Hare Krishna
And in,
Mataji, Sudha Mataji is raising her hands.
yeah. Sudhamaji, could you continue the purport?
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams.
Pranams.
Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Krishna and his devotees are both on the transcendental plane. Therefore, the topics of Lord Krishna and of his pure devotees are equally good. The battle of Kurukshetra is full of politics and diplomacy, but because the topics are related with Lord Krishna, the Bhagavad Gita is therefore adored all over the world. There is no need to eradicate politics, economics, sociology, etc., which are mundane to the mundaners. To a pure devotee who is actually related with the Lord, such mundane things are transcendently devoted with the Lord or with his pure devotees. We have heard and talked about the activities of the Pandavas, and now we are dealing with the topics of Maharaja Parikshit. But because all these topics are related to the Lord Sri Krishna, they are all transcendental, and pure devotees have great interest in hearing them. We have already discussed this matter in connection with the prayers of Bhishma Deva. Our duration of life is not very long, and there is no certainty of when we shall be ordered to leave everything for the next stage. Thus, it is our duty to see that not a moment of our life is wasted in topics which are not related with Lord Krishna. Any topic, however pleasant, is not worth hearing if it is devoid of its relation to Krishna. The spiritual planet Goloka Vrindavana, the eternal abode of Lord Krishna, is shaped like the whole of a lotus flower. Even when the Lord descends to any one of the mundane planets, he does so by manifesting his own abode as it is. Thus, his feet remain always on the same big wall of the lotus flower. His feet are also as beautiful as the lotus flower. Therefore, it is said that Lord Krishna has lotus feet. A living being is eternal by constitution. He is, so to speak, in the whirlpool of birth and death due to his contact with material energy. Freed from such material energy, a living entity is liberated and is eligible to return home back to Godhead. Those who want to live forever without changing their material bodies should not waste valuable time with topics other than those relating to Lord Krishna and his devotees. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, here, the devotees of the Lord are accustomed to licking up the honey available from the lotus feet of the Lord. Simply by looking the honey bottle from outside, it won't actually help us to know the real taste of honey. So we have to actually taste it. For that, we have to open the bottle and taste the honey. Then only we realize the real nectar. So here, the lotus feet of the Lord is given, and the honey is compared as the topics related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It doesn't mean that only the topic related to Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is applicable to the pure devotees also. So this whole Bhagavatam is full of the pastimes about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his pure devotees. So now we are hearing about Parikshit Maharaj. The Pandavas are pure devotees of the Lord, and his descendant, their descendant, Parikshit Maharaj is also pure devotee of the Lord. So whatever the Parikshit Maharaj does or whatever he is doing, it also actually helps us to understand and test our action, whether are we doing in a right way. So this contains a lot of moral values. Okay, so by studying and hearing this pure devotee story will help us to actually purify our consciousness. So even in the battle of Kurukshetra, it's full of politics, no? So everybody is actually waiting for the time to start their fighting. And they are in a diplomatic mood. They are not in a pure mood. They are not in a transcendental mood to receive or hear the transcendental instruction of the Lord. Even in that war place, the Bhagavad Gita was spoken by the Lord. Okay, because that topic automatically purifies our unwanted anarthas. So it will actually help the people to go back home, back to Godhead. So in that Bhagavad Gita itself, in the purport, Prabhupada mentions that simply by glancing over the opposite party, he delivered all the people in the opposite side. So that people got a liberation. How? Because they also got to actually associate with the Lord. So this is their blessing. So simply by associating with Vani or Vapu, similarly, simply by actually accepting the Vani and Vapu of our spiritual master, because our spiritual master is the authorized representative of the Lord. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, yasya aprasadat na gati kutopi. So we should actually give saksha daritvena samasta saste. We should give equal importance to our spiritual master like God, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the words of the spiritual master and the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is non-different. So here the Lord is compared as, means Goloka Vrindavana, his Goloka Vrindavan, the spiritual abode, is compared as the lotus flower. It is shaped like a lotus flower, and we usually compare the feet of the Lord as lotus feet and the eyes as lotus eyes. Like that, we usually compare the parts of the body of the Lord with the lotus. So similarly, his actually the planet, the spiritual abode is also lotus. And we usually in the Guru Ashtaka, we used to say that like from the lotus mouth, whatever comes from the lotus mouth of our spiritual master, we should actually keep it in our mind. I forgot the line immediately. It's in the lyrics we used to sing. Can anybody help me? What, Mataji? No.
Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado.
No, Mataji. In the Guru Ashtaka, Shri Guru Charana Padma, we used to sing like
that one.
Chitete Korea, kya arana kori hamano, arana kori hamano. Yeah. What's the first line? Previous line?
Gurumuga
Patma Vakya. So the Guru's words, Patma Vakya, from his lotus mouth, whatever comes from our spiritual master's mouth, that lotus mouth, we should actually consider it in our mind. And we should execute all those instructions as our prime thing. So that much importance should be given to the words of our spiritual master. So how much ever important we are giving to the words of Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is not different. So all these topics are related to Lord Krishna. Similarly, the devotees topics, if we are discussing about the activities of the devotee, that is also transcendental subject matter. So there is no difference in that. So so actually in the first canto, we heard about Bhishma Deva, Kunti Devi, Pandavas, and now we are hearing about Parikshit Maharaj. So all these devotees are actually transcendental subject matters, their activities are. So what should be our duty? It is our duty to see not a moment of our life is wasted in topics which are not related with Lord Krishna. Ayush Harati Vaipumsam means every sun, whenever the sun rises and setting, it actually diminishes our lifetime. Even though we have a lot of money, if we are ready to pay $1 million, can we get back the time, whatever we have actually lost it? Is it possible? No, no way. By performing Vedic yajnas or any other ritualistic activities, can we get back the time again? No. So the time is so valuable. Everybody is taking birth with the limited time. Jatasya hi dhruvom mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. So we are actually taking birth in this material world with the allocated time, with the allotted time. We cannot extend our time, even a single breath. So we should be very much importance should be given to our timing. If the thing is very valuable, then we will give lot of protection to that particular thing. No, if the jewelry or any dress or anything, if it is very valuable, then we will actually protect them very carefully. Similarly, the time, whatever we are spending, whatever we are actually hearing, and whatever we are talking, or we should actually give importance to our activities. We should actually test our activities, whether these activities will help us to progress myself in the sense it is really helpful to our soul. So the condition of the soul is actually eternal by constitution. So in the whirlpool of birth and death, due to his contact with material energy, so we are actually undergoing lot of this 84 lakhs of species according to our desire and according to our karma. We are going up and down, sometimes to the higher planetary systems, sometimes to the lower planetary systems, and different forms in the earthly planet. So we are going up and down according to our desire. So freed from such material energy, a living entity is liberated and is eligible to return home. So the only possibility to get out of this cycle of birth and death is Daivihi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mam Yeva Ye Prapatyante. So the only solution is we have to surrender ourselves. Maya Meta Tarantite. To get out of this cycle of birth and death is we have to surrender ourselves to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That surrender will be possible by hearing about the Lord, by developing faith on the Lord. Okay. So those who want to live forever without changing their material bodies should not waste valuable time. We should not simply change our outside dress. So we should actually leave this material body and we should actually try to get the spiritual body. That is recommended here. So if we really want to get out of this stuff, we should give importance to our activities. So we should hear the transcendental subject matter of Krishna and his pure devotees. So that will actually help us to purify our consciousness and to achieve the highest destination or recommended destination. Okay. So,
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, one small doubt.
Yeah.
Mataji, we have crossed 84, to attain this human life. We have crossed 84 lakh species body, is it not? Once we have attained this last stage of this human form, is it possible to go down to any other living entities like animals, plants and other things? Once we have already attained this stage, is it not?
See, yam vapi smaran bhavam. It doesn't mean that, Prabhu, we should actually cross over all those living entities. Then we have to take birth as this human form. Because again, there is one pastime comes, the famous Bharata Maharaj. He has actually taken the human form. But at the end of his life, what happened to him? He was actually thinking of the deer. So he got the body of the deer. Whether he is degraded?
Yes. Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes, which is not.
Yeah. But by the mercy of the Lord?
He has not forgotten. He once again regained that.
And by the mercy of the Lord, Mataji, he remembered everything, his past birth.
Yeah. Even in that dear body, he remembered his past life. So he doesn't want to actually make any mistake during that life. So that is actually the boon of devotional service, the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there is no guarantee that once we have actually taken this human body, this is the highest living entity, highest form of living entity. It doesn't mean that we won't get the animal body in our next life. There's no guarantee at all. Even though this highest body is given to us, if we are not utilizing in the right way, because Hari Hari Bifale Janamagonainu. The purpose of this human body is to remember Radha and Krishna, to do the devotional service to the Lord. But how many of us know the purpose of this life? If you are not utilizing this body in the right way, then according to our karma, we will get the next body.
Mataji, not even 0.0.01. We're not trying to get this Yam Yam Yapis Marang Bhavam, Jajat and Jekam. They were not aware of this. We are all so ignorant people. So we are not aware of all those things. Only by reading the Bhagavad Gita we can able to know this. And then after attending these classes, so our conscience has developed to this extent. Even in Gajendra Moksha also we see the same thing. So he has once he was another king.
Indradumna Maharaj.
Indradumna. Yes,
Yes,
Mataji. That's why I can't. I feel some doubt in somebody has asked this question. That's why I asked it, Mataji. Sorry, Hare Krishna. Pranams,
No,
Mataji.
sorry, Prabhu. Yeah, it's a wonderful question, Prabhu. All these questions actually keep on reminding us that we should actually focus on this devotional path. We should not get distracted. We should be focused.
Krishna Mataji.
Ekeka Kurunandana. Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
But in Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 2 or chapter 3, they say, if you're in Krishna consciousness, there's nothing to lose. You will start again from where you end.
Yeah. See, in the 6th chapter, it is given that the unsuccessful yogi, Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma,
Sachinam
Srimatam Gehe. Suchinam Srimatam Gehe. So they will give the another opportunity will be given to that Jivatma, those who are actually unsuccessful. Yeah, the guarantee is given. Means we will get the opportunity to continue our devotional service. Again, yeah, we will get the opportunity. But what about the condition of our surroundings? That's what Prabhupada actually keep on insisting at, don't postpone to next life. Try to attain the perfection during this lifetime.
Yeah, in this life.
Yeah. Because of the atmosphere, now itself, actually, we discussed that the administrators are not according to the Vedic principle. They are not, they don't even have the knowledge about the Vedic principle. Then how they will guide the society and the citizens in that way? They are not following. They don't have knowledge. This is the unfavorable situation. So think about in future. Mataji. There is no guarantee that even though in this favorable situation, if we are not actually if we couldn't actually follow it perfectly, then what to speak of the future? Now or never. So we should actually utilize the given time properly.
Yes, Mataji.
That is recommended. So yeah, the determination will come. Yukta Vairakya. Related to this, there is another wonderful verse, that is Anasaktasya Vishayan. In Nectar of Devotion, there is another verse, Anasaktasya Vishayan Yatarkam Upayunchataka. Hope you have heard this verse. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagyam Uchate. Things should be accepted for the Lord's service. This is actually Nectar of
What's the sloka reference, Mataji?
Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion.
What's the reference?
It's 1.2
reference
1.2.255. 1.2.255. Anasaktasya Vishayan Yatarkam Upayunchataka. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe. So we should actually do the things which are actually help us to do devotional service, which will actually support us to do devotional service, and not for one's personal sense gratification. So that's what we should be. We should utilize our intelligence in the right way. Without the help of Krishna, without the help of spiritual master, without the help of the pure devotees, it is difficult to execute in this Kali Yuga. So that's why the association is important. Surrendering ourselves to the spiritual master is important. Following his instruction is very, very important. If you are simply following the instruction of the Lord, see, we can actually experience ourselves that when a person who actually drowned in the ocean, in the depth or deep well, whatever it may be, even though he knows swimming very well, if he actually try his level best to actually come out from that situation, if a person, those who is actually standing outside in the safer, if he is ready to help him, which one is easier to come out? By our own endeavor, or
By
if a
taking
person will support
by
us?
taking help from others who is in safer.
Yeah, who is already in the safer situation. Tat vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevayam upatekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaga. He is already the self-realized person. He is the authorized representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master. So simply following the instruction of our spiritual master is more than enough. We don't have enough knowledge to understand these Vedic things. Whatever is given in the Shastras, yeah, these are pure transcendental subject matters. But do we have that much knowledge, or do we have, I'm talking in my point of view, I don't have that much knowledge to understand the subject matter as it is. Even though we are reading, even though we are hearing. So what we have to do? Simply follow the instruction of the spiritual master. Connecting ourselves with the devotees. These two basic things are important. So, sadhu sange, sarva sastra hoi, lava matra sadhu sanga, sarva siddhi hoi. Simply by associating with the Vaishnavas, it purifies our anarthas. It purifies our consciousness. So, automatically, we will also get the taste. We will also get the chance to taste the nectar, the honey, which is mentioned in the 3rd verse from the lotus feet of the Lord. Okay.
Yes, yes, those beautiful explanations. So everything is touching our hearts. To what extent we have to be in this, we have to go deeper and deeper. Then by hearing all these things, definitely, of course, we have heard so many times, but again and again recalling this is a very significant for us to be more interested in that. So that is helping for us, especially by hearing regular Bhagavatam classes. So thing is, so if we miss any classes, yes, there is a huge loss for us. It will feels us like that.
Mm.
Thank you, Mataji. So you are on
Thank you,
great
Prabhu.
qualities.
Thank you.
You are making us, you are giving a forum to us. we are blessed.
No, it's not like that, Prabhu. That's what I'm saying. This is for me. I am
Yeah, of
actually
course.
telling to me only. This is the instruction for me. So I'm telling my mind that I should follow all these things. I should try our best to actually follow these things. These are all given and recommended by our acharyas, and it's given in the Shastras. So we should be very conscious about our activity. We should be very conscious about our speech, hearing. Everything is important.
Sometimes
Bahunam
we do it or not, but I used to cry. Tears will come. What is this? I to some time. I myself kept blank. How great it is. How Supreme Lord is. Even for it is not visible. How to visualize him? How to estimate him? How to that will happen. So thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare
Any
Krishna,
additional
Mataji.
points, Mataji? Yeah, Mataji.
Mataji, we actually have sloka recitation after this. So if anybody is having the question, let them ask Mataji. After that, we will do the recitation.
Yeah, Mataji. Any additional points or comments or questions? I think you can start the recitation, Mataji.
Okay. I request everybody to read at least one shloka today, so that 10 of them will get opportunity to read. I request those who are interested to raise your hands. Hare Krishna. Dhanashri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam.
Yes, Mataji. You can read this first one, Mataji, followed by Sudha Mataji. Yes, Mataji. You can start.
Okay. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. Shloka 1.5.11. Tadvag visargo janatagh viplavo yasmin pratishlokam namanya nanantasya yashonkitani yat shrunvanti gayanti grunanti sadhavah. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Sudha Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji Pranam. Hare Krishna Mataji Pranams. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.70. Tyaktva swadharmam charanambucham hare vajan apakvo atapatet tato yadi yatra vabhadram abhutma amusya kim kovarta apto bhajatam swadharmatah. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Sindhu Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, pranams Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shloka 1.5.80. Tasyaiva heto prayate kovido nalabhyate yadramatamuparyadah tallabhyate dukkavadanya anyata shukam kale na sarvatra gabhiraram hasa.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishnamurti Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Krishnamurti Prabhuji. Can you see my screen?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I will read.
Idam
hi pumsta sapata srutasya va prishtasya suktasya cha buddhi dattayoho avicchato artaha kavigirnirupito yaduttama shloka gunanuvarnanam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Navakishori Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandrat Pranam Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji. Iti murtya vidanena mantra. Sorry Mataji, I forgot the tune. Sorry. Iti murtya vidanena mantra. Yes Mataji. Iti murtya vidanena mantra murti va murtikam. Yajate yagna purusham sa samyagga darshanaha pumana. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams, Mataji. Divya Desai Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite male apashyut purusham purvam mayam ta chamayam cha tadapashrayam. Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji. Sudha V Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yaya sammohito jiva atmanam trigunatmakam paro api manute anartham tatkritam cha vipadyate. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Bhargavi Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Anartopashimam sakshat bhakti yogam adokshaje lokasya janato vidvams chakre satvata samhitam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dinesh Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, thank you. Hare Krishna. Yasyam vai shruyamanayam Krishne parame purushe bhaktir utpadyate pumsaha shoka moha bhayapaha. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Shailaja Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Would you like to recite the last one? Padma Mataji.
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Shailaja Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Srimad Bhagavatam 1.7.10. Sutta uvacha atmaramascha मुनेयो निग्रन्थ अप्युरुक्रमे कुर्वन्त्येह तु किं भक्ति मिधत् भूता गुणे हरिः. Hare Krishna. Say thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you for waiting. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
Pranams.
Krishna. Thank you, Madhus. Pranams.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So shall we wind up, Mataji, with the conclusion prayers? Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you for
Mataji.
joining.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.